Hey, Shalom, Markim, Rakam, Kapashim, Jim, London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chakadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole world that's pushing his truth in all sincerity. Just another quick video. Here in the UK, we just had a heat wave yesterday, setting record numbers and that. I just want to cover some of this aftermath, I guess. Just a quick one. Because this is all the doings of the Heavenly Father, man. And all this is gonna have knock-on effects and repercussions, mostly to do with food supplies, even infrastructure. It's just the way the Lord breaking everything down, man. And these things are causing droughts and the destruction of crops, wildfires, and all over the earth, man. Because this heat wave is not just here in the UK but in Europe. And it's had different effects and on these different nations and that, like I said, causing drought and destruction of crops and whatever, cattle, whatever, right? So yeah, I just want to look through some of this, right? This is so yeah, just typed in heat wave in Google. So we're seeing 40 degrees here supposedly in some places, right? Shit be melting. Alright. It says heat wave led to London firefighters' busiest day since the Second World War. Right, so the places are getting set on fire, houses and that, right? You see here in some fires in Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, right? 4 firefighters hospitalized. Right. London declares major incident as heat wave grips Europe. Heatwave fires like the Blitz as dozens of homes destroyed. UK heatwave fire risk to farmers harvesting in extreme heat. Right, because their harvest so dry, man can just set a fire. Man can die of heat stroke and all kinds of things. But a lot of these, this sort of news, right? This what they call an abnormal heat. And they're putting it down to climate change and all this business, but it's causing crops to grow early or something like that, and so they're not finished, and they've been kind of like destroyed essentially, and they can't be used. All right, so there's this whole harvest out there that ain't gonna get picked, ain't gonna get produced, and like when the guy was saying about something like 20% of these crops is unusable. Alright, wildfires rip through the UK amid a record-breaking heat wave. Monster octopus wildfire in France burns area twice the size of Paris. Alright, so yeah, it's not been the greatest of days for people, man. Now we've got obviously thunderstorms on the back of this. These thunderstorms feared after wildfires destroy homes on the hottest day. So apparently the record was 40.3 now. Yeah, like I said, messing up with infrastructure. The trains and all the track was warping and yeah, they might have to use speed restrictions to use the network. So all the service was being backed up and slowed down. Bridges, runways melt. So the infrastructure wasn't made to cope with these type of temperatures, man. For whatever reason, whenever they were built, right, weren't taking into consideration these types of temperatures, man. So it just wreaks havoc here in the UK. These men are not prepared to deal with these types of temperatures, so it messes everything up. And they said it'll cost them billions to sort all of that, and they ain't got time for that. They said over some decades, but they ain't got time for that, man. The Most High is dismantling this place now. All right. So yeah, maybe there's more heat waves to come, but you know, the Lord's doing his thing, man. Okay, the Lord's doing his thing. Alright, so this second Ezra chapter 15. I'm going to read from verse 11. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blast and hail, and with a fearful constellation." Alright, so like I said, this is all going to have an impact on food production and that, as we see already. And it's already, things have already been bad. You know, but it's affecting the earth in different ways at different places on the planet, right? So you got the droughts in Italy. I think I covered that the other day. But it says droughts in Europe. What's it in July? Let me quickly tap on this one. So multiple countries are exposed to very high drought levels. Water and heat stress are driving crop yields down from a previously already negative outlook for cereals and other crops. France, Romania, Spain, Portugal, Italy, and some of them big nations right there, will need to deal with this reduced crop yield. Germany, Poland, Hungary, Slovenia, and Croatia are also impacted. In Italy, the river basin is facing the highest level of drought severity. Drought emergency has been declared in 5 Italian regions, and insufficient water availability has led to multiple use restrictions across municipalities, right? And that's another thing, like, it's going to lead to more restrictions on the use of water. You know, everything's going to get restricted as we move forward, man. The food, the water, transport, fuel, you know, it's all going to get kind of centralized, man, and you're going to get rations of things if you're lucky. Okay, while there's a severe shortage of these things, and obviously the shortage of things, raises the prices of these things, and so on and so forth, right? So everything that's happening is going to have a lasting impact on everything that's going to happen. You know, all these things are related in terms of end time prophecy, and you know the point that we're going to get to. Okay, everything's adding to it. Okay, and the Most High ain't stopping. Okay, the Most High bringing plague after plague after plague, right, to really destroy this place. Okay. This is Haggai chapter 1 verse 11. Sorry, verse 10. So therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. Right, the Most High is, obviously manipulating the weather patterns and all that kind of business, right? He's sending extreme heat where they need rain, right? The Most High sending heavy rains when they need heat. You know, the Most High just messing up all these different nations, man. You know, preventing them from doing what they need to do. All right. So then I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth. And Most High is essentially cursing everything, man. He's not allowing you to, get all your produce, shipped out and done whatever, right? Most High is preventing you. Okay, because drought is just a lack of things, right? You the lack of water. The Most High want to put a drought on the oil, on the wine, the grapes, the corn, right? The Lord is restricting it. Okay, so then upon men and upon cattle and upon all the labor of the hands. All right, so the Most High is doing this again. It's 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right, and this is something we've been telling you for a long time now. It's just, you know, eventually this is what's going to be. Like, you ain't going to be able to get what you want from the store no more. Okay, it's not going to be available. All right. Ezekiel 5 verse 16 here, it says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction. Right, because this is what the Most High is setting up. He's setting up famine, right? And which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff for bread. Right, he's gonna break your ability to provide yourself with food. Right, that's what he's doing. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it. All right. Like I said, it's all these things are gonna have lasting impacts, man. It's gonna add to the problems currently at hand. All right, this is Ezekiel 14 verse 13. It says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and I will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Alright, so the Most High is doing these types of things again, because the Most High is the one that's in control. Alright, and because he's in control, it's going to affect who it's going to affect, and it ain't going to affect who it ain't going to affect, right? The Most High going to have care for his elect, and even though there's going to be droughts, even though there's going to be famines, you know, there's going to be violence in the world, and, you know, blood being shed everywhere, right? The Lord is going to manage and guide his elect, you know, from these things, man. Protect them from these things, right? This is Isaiah 58 verse 11, saying, the Lord shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought. All right, so when there's no water, the Lord's going to satisfy us, man. He's going to make sure that we're, you know, watered, that our thirst is quenched. Okay, and this is why we have these stories, you know, in these scriptures, when the Israelites were in the wilderness, right? Moses cracked the rock and draw water from it, man. All right, the Most High made water flow from the rock. You know, so there's ways of, you know, if you're spiritual, right? If you have faith, the Lord can provide in the most unlikeliness of situations, man. You know, this is, the Lord shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose waters fail not. So wherever the elect are, man, they're going to be taken care of, man. We're going to be like, you know, moving safe havens, you know, in a way, right? Because wherever we're going to be at, the Most High is going to be there to you know, sustain us with what we need. All right, while these other people are, you know, struggling. Okay. And yeah, that's it on this, man. So I say it was just a quick video, man, just to sort of catch up on what happened yesterday. You know, because like I said, it's supposed to be the hottest day yesterday, and you know, it was hot. Yeah, I don't know how hot. You know, didn't feel that hot, but you know, is what it is, and you know, some havoc came out of it, and you know, like I said, they're gonna have lasting effects, man. It's gonna continue to shape or to set up, you know, these calamities that's gonna come upon the earth soon, man. Okay, drought and famine, okay, and just the general breakdown of society, man. Okay, so you know, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Lord, this is edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So till then, I say shalom.